Life is precious, and we all have the opportunity of living it to the fullest. Unfortunately, so few of us know how to manage it all. How do we account for our opportunities? How do we account for our time? How do we account for our relationships, health, spirituality, homes, finances, influence, and careers? How do we account for the one life we have to live? I am so glad you asked. In this program, you will find answers to all of these questions and more. Welcome to the Account for Your Life podcast with your host, the healthy accountant himself, Jay Moore.
Good morning. I want to welcome you back to another episode of the Account for Life podcast. And today, here's what we're talking about: how to overcome big challenges in your life. We're going to talk about things that deal with our life and the challenges and how we're going to overcome them. I was thinking about this as I was in the gym, and just going to the gym has been a big challenge. And so there's a clue that I'm going to give right now. And this is a spoiler alert. When there's a challenge, just walk in, just go towards it. Spoiler alert, like we get in right now. When you have a challenge, when there's a problem, when there's a situation, just walk right into it. Just actually allow it to take over so that you can actually see what's happening. So think about this, right? So I had a challenge. And the challenge that I had was, I was 30 pounds overweight at the time. I probably looked about 20 years. I looked about 20 years older. How do I know that? Not because I say I look 20 years younger. It's because I remember when I walked into the challenge that I was having, someone said, man, you look like you took 20 years off. So when you have a challenge, walk in. It's an invitation. Like I went to Google and I says, what is a challenge? And it's a contest. It's an invitation. It's when you have to overcome something. And so I want you to think about all the challenges that you're facing in your life. Everything. It could be your business. It could be relationships. It could be finances. It could be occupation. It could be your spiritual life. It could be conflicts with people, whatever it is. Like just all of those challenges that we're facing. Guys, I'm facing a ton of them. And as I was thinking about this, because guys, spoiler alert, like when I come on here, I'm dealing with the same stuff. So I'm not here to talk to you about what you have to do. I'm still talking to me about what I have to do. So you walk into the challenge and here's what you will discover. Oh, it's only something I have to do. All right. So I want you to think about something. Why do people get depressed? Why do people get depressed? And it's an interesting phenomenon. People get depressed typically because of something that's happening on the inside of them. It's not usually something happening on the outside. It's something that's happening on the inside of them. So people get depressed. And if I was depressed, I've never been depressed, but if I was depressed, then I would have to face whatever's happening on the inside and do something. Imagine this, right? And this is where challenges come in. When you figure out, oh my goodness, I have to do something in order to lose 30 pounds, but you don't do it. I have to do something to lose 30 pounds, but you don't do it. You're like, why didn't I do it? It's 2 years later. And I'm still 30 pounds overweight. Why didn't I do it? All I had to do was start walking. All I had to do was stop putting as much food into my mouth. All I had to do was start doing something. So we get depressed because we're upset at ourselves for not doing something. So as we want to overcome these big challenges that we face, some challenges, guys, you may not be able to solve yourself. This is where faith and belief comes in. Yesterday we talked about that. I wish I don't have my little yesterday when we were talking and I was, and I was sharing, hey, you need to write down some things and, you put it on a piece of paper so you can stomp on it because we want to build our faith. I created my little thing and I don't have it on my desk because I took it with me. It's in my pocket, in my jacket when I went to the gym. But here's the thing. We got to build a belief. We have to build that faith that says, you know what? I have enough on the inside of me to conquer what's on the outside of me, which is these challenges that we're facing. Man, I need to lose 30 pounds. I like to stay there because that's something that I've conquered. That's something that I'm fully aware of how that one works. I haven't gotten the money part yet. I'm working on the money part. One day soon, you're going to hear me talk about everything money, because I've overcome all the challenges that come with it. And then I'll be able to come from authority. Now, I have total authority in this, wherein there was a problem. Now, here's the thing. Something happened physically that forced me. I tore my Achilles tendon playing basketball, which I thought when I played basketball, that was like, man, this is my way of staying in shape. Once I started working and eating bad and having children and being married, that didn't help. So we overcome challenges, big challenges, by stepping in. So when I tore my Achilles, I had a bigger challenge. Have you ever had a challenge and then it got bigger? So think about this. I needed to be on top of my body, my weight, my health, and then I tear my Achilles, which then throws everything off. How does it throw it off? Now, I can't do anything for almost a year. No exercise. I'm not saying I couldn't work. I could have worked my arms. I could have even worked one leg. I didn't do anything. I just ate and ate and ate. And the next thing you know, now the challenge is even bigger. So sometimes what happens is we know we have a challenge. We don't face it. And then it gets bigger. We know we have a challenge. We don't face it, and then it gets bigger. This is where depression comes in, because a lot of people get depressed. And this is where people get depressed, and they just say, you know what, it's not for me. You know what, I don't think I can do it now. Man, I think that this is going to be too hard. Man, I think that, I probably missed my window. Oh, you know what? It's probably over. You know what? I might as well just forget it. I'm not going to start the business. You know what? I might as well just keep eating it the same way, because you know what? I'm probably not going to lose this 30 or 40 pounds. It's just going to stay on me, because it's just too hard now. Because now that I've gained more weight, there's no way this weight's coming off. And it's not coming off the way that it used to come off. Yeah. When I was young, I didn't have any problems. I didn't have any challenges. Not physically, I didn't. But then next thing you know, you tear your Achilles and then you bubble up. You bubble up. I got some pictures on Facebook somewhere where I've got a big round old head. You be like, that's you, Jay? That's me. I got some pictures where, my body just looks a little like, oh, you look like, you're tall, but you look interesting. You don't look the same. No, not at all. So we got these big challenges, and then they get bigger. And then sometimes they get even bigger. So one of the challenges that I face, and it's like a business challenge. Well, it's a business challenge. And when I look at where I was, man, things were easier. Things were easier in 2016. Things are harder today. Well, when I say they're harder, I mean that it's louder. It's even louder today than it was in 2016. So in 2016, in 2014, 2010, 2008, 2009, man, I was in business. I could have been doing, but I didn't do it. Problem got bigger. It's 2023. Now, you didn't do it. I could be depressed, and I could say, you know what? I'm probably stuck. I'm probably never going to get here. That's what I could say. Or I could say, you know what? I'm going to step into this challenge. Oh, this is big. Man, I missed that window, but you know what? There's still a window. Not that there's a new window. The window is, I still breathe. I'm still here. I still got a body. I still got a good mind. I still can see. I still can walk and talk. I still can hear. Man, I still got all my faculties. Oh, I missed it then. It's bigger now. The challenge is bigger now. But you know what? I'm just going to walk in. You know, overcoming big challenges, it's hard. I'm not going to tell you that they're easy. No, they are hard. Why are they hard? They're hard because, think about this, a muscle that hasn't been used, right? When you go to the gym and you start using it today or tomorrow, whenever you go, you haven't been using it, you're going to be sore. It's going to hurt. And then you're going to wake up like, wait a second, my body's hurting. I can't go back. That's why it's hard. Because the inevitable is going to happen. The pain is going to set in. So how do you overcome the big challenges even when the pain sets in? Weeping endures for a time, but joy comes in the morning. So you're going to have some pain. Created a little statement with my son Jared way back in that was his freshman year of high school. He's in second year, finishes second year of college right now. And we were going to school. He did not want to be at this school. And he was upset. Like it was like within the first couple of weeks, we had to get up really early to get him there. And he was really mad. And we were driving. And I says, son, repeat after me. I will do what's best for me, even though it feels like pain. I will do what's best for me, even though it feels like pain. And I made him say it like he did not want to say it. Then we came home that evening, and then my son Jacob put a tune to it. I will do what's best for me, even though it feels like pain. Jacob was so funny, man. He created a song. I will do what's best for me, even though it feels like pain. And we sang this song around the table a bunch of times. But I'm reminded of this today as you and I face big challenges. I don't know what your challenges are, but I have them. So I know you have them. Let's walk in and let's realize that even though it's going to be painful, let's just do what's best for us so that when we look up and we look back, we say, wow, I did it. I'm excited because I didn't allow the pain to stop me from conquering those big challenges. So guys, I appreciate you for joining me for this episode of the Account for Life podcast. Make sure you create your list of things that you're going to stand on. Right? It could be 1, it could be 2, it could be 5. Maybe these are your big challenges that you want to overcome. Create a list, make it on a piece of paper or card. Make it small enough that you can hold in your hand. Tomorrow, I'll show you what mine looks like. I took a piece of paper, wrote them down. It's in a little square box. So I can hold it in my hand. I could put it on the floor, put my foot on it, because now faith is the substance. I'm standing on the things that are my challenges. I'm not going to allow those challenges to be painful in my life. I'm going to be the overcomer of those things so that you and I can see the power of the one who gives us power, which is God himself. So I appreciate you for joining me for this episode of the Account for Life podcast. Jay Moore, the Healthy Accountant, helping you to account for your life. God bless. I'll see you on the next episode. Peace.
Thanks for joining us, listening friends. We are so glad you invested this time with us. Always remember, you only have one life to live, so live it to the fullest. This has been the Account for Your Life podcast with your host, the Healthy Accountant himself, Jay Moore. Until next time, make it a great day.